Hello students, today we are going to discuss about a colloidal solution. This is a continuity of previous video. So a colloidal solution is a heterogeneous system consisting of the dispersed phase and the dispersion medium. So a colloidal solution is come under the category of heterogeneous system. So heterogeneous means it does not have a uniform composition. Yes, so the colloidal solution it contains a solute, again the solute and solvent, but the solute present in the solvent, we can able to see that solute in the solvent but not in the homogeneous solution. Okay, so in homogeneous solution we cannot able to see the solute present along with the solvent, but in heterogeneous we can able to see the solute present in the solvent. That's what a colloidal solution is. A heterogeneous system consisting of a dispersed phase and the dispersion medium. Here the dispersed phase is a solute and the dispersion medium is a solvent. It may be a solid, liquid or gas. Okay, so in colloidal solution we have 8 combinations, different combinations, but the combination of gas in gas is not possible because gas in gas always forms a true solution. Here gas in gas, for example, if you take an air, so the air, it contains a nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, all. Okay, but we cannot able to see the gas present inside the air, but we know what are the gas present inside in the air. That's not a true solution. We cannot able to see the dispersed phase or dispersion medium present in the solution. Okay, so that's what a true solution. Here in colloidal solution we have a dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed means, the meaning of dispersed is scattering or diffused or splitting, the splitting of a solute in the solvent, or the splitting of a solvent in the throughout the solution. That's what a dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Okay, so based on this we have a 8 combination. See the tablet column 10.4, classification of colloids based on physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So see the dispersed phase here, dispersion medium, it may be a solid, liquid or gas. Both are solute and solvent. If you take a dispersed phase is a solid, dispersion medium is a solid, the name of the solid and solid we set as an solid sol. So the example of solid sol is alloys, germs, colored glass. And the second one is solid and liquid. The combination of solid and liquid we call it as an sol. The example is paints, inks, egg white. And the third one is solid and gas. The mixture of solid and gas we call it as an aerosol. So the example is smoke, dust. And the next one is liquid and solid. The mixture of liquid and solid we call it as a gel. Here the example is curd, cheese, jelly. And the next one is liquid and liquid. The combination of liquid and liquid we call it as an emulsion. Examples milk, butter, oil and water. So the next sixth one, liquid and gas. The mixture of a liquid or the combination of liquid and gas we call it as an aerosol. Example mist, fog, clouds. And the combination of liquid and liquid we call it as an emulsion. Example is milk, butter, oil and water. The seventh one is gas and solid. The combination of gas and solid we call it as a solid foam. Example is cake, bread. The bubble present in a cake and bread, it's due to a gas present in that bread. Okay, so that's what in solid foam. Example is cake and bread. So the eighth one is last combination, gas and liquid, it will form a foam. Example soap lather, aerated water. What do you mean by soap lather? It forms a bubbles like yes, lather, soap bubbles. That's what in soap lather. And aerated water. Aerated water means carbonated drinks, soft drinks. That's what an aerated water. Okay, so I repeat again. We have 8 combination in the classification of colloids. So the first combination is solid and solid, we call it as in solid sol, and the second one is solid and liquid, we call it as in sol, and the third one is solid and gas, we call it as an aerosol, and the fourth one is liquid and solid, we call it as in gel, and the fifth one is liquid and liquid, we call it as an emulsion, and the sixth one is liquid and gas, we call it as an aerosol, and the seventh one is gas and solid, we call it as an solid foam, and the eighth one is gas and liquid, we call it as an foam. So these are the example, and this will come under the 1 mark question, so mark it down. So the next one is, we have a two main property based on a colloidal solution. So one is a Brownian moment, another one is a Tyndall effect. This is a new one to you. So listen carefully. These topics all come under in higher classes and all. So listen carefully. So the first one is Brownian moment. Okay, so see the Brownian moment. When colloidal solution are viewed under powerful microscope, it can be seen that colloidal particles are moving constantly and rapidly in zigzag direction. So you just take a example, water and starch. What will happen when starch is added towards a water? It will form a colloidal solution. That's what in cloudy mixture. So the solute you added towards the water, it somewhat moves zigzag motion direction in that water. Okay, so this we can able to, this zigzag motion direction we can able to see throughout the powerful microscope only, not with the naked eyes. Okay, so that's what, when colloidal solution are viewed under powerful microscope, it can be seen that colloidal particle, that's what a dispersed phase in the present in the dispersion medium. The dispersed phase gets scattered throughout the dispersion medium. It will move constantly and rapidly, fastly. Rapidly means fastly, constantly, and gradually in zigzag direction. It goes on somewhat zigzag direction. That's what, and like this, here and here goes, here and here, like this, like zigzag motion. So that's what, and when colloidal solution are viewed under powerful microscope, it can see that colloidal particles are moving constantly and rapidly, because the particle, the solute, what you add, the starch, the colloidal, we call it as a colloidal particle, it does not settle down in the bottom of the glass or beaker. Okay, if you take a glass means glass, beaker means beaker. Okay, so it does not settle down the starch in the bottom of the glass, so the particle moves randomly, zigzag direction. Okay, so that's what a cloudy mixture colloidal solution, we call it as the Brownian moment of particles in due to the unbalanced bombardment of the particles by the molecules of dispersion medium. Yes, this unbalanced bombardment, that's what the solute present in the dispersion medium, along with the dispersion medium, that's what it get dispersed, that's what in scattered bombardment along with the water molecules, it goes here and there. You just imagine, in a beaker you are taking a water and a starch, you are adding the starch towards the water. What will happen? It does not dissolve throughout the solution, but it forms somewhat a cloudy, cloudy mixture, that's what in colloidal. The particle present inside that solution does not get settled down. So what will happen? This dispersion medium, the solvent present, that's what the water present in the colloidal solution, that makes the starch to dispersed, scattered, that's what an unbalanced bombardment that allow the molecules to move here and there randomly. Okay, so that's what an Brownian moment. Okay, so the next one is Tyndall effect. Here the Tyndall effect is, this is the next property of a colloidal solution. This Tyndall effect can be explained or briefly explained by John Tyndall in the year of 1869. He observed that when a strong beam of light is focused on a colloidal solution, the path of a beam becomes visible. Okay, you just imagine, in dense forest there will be a tiny droplets of water in air. Okay, so the droplets present in the air that makes the path visible, because the sunrise comes from the the sun rays comes from that sunlight. It gets scattered by attacking this tiny droplets of water present in the air, that makes the path from the sun. That's what an example, nice example for explaining the Tyndall effect. This Tyndall effect all comes under why the sky appears blue, because of that Tyndall effect only, and the color of the milk is white. It's all comes under the Tyndall effect only. Okay, so that's what, when a strong beam of light is focused on a colloidal solution, the path of the beam becomes visible. This phenomenon is known as Tyndall effect. Okay, for clearly you have to know means, you just take a 2 beakers. Okay, so in one beaker you are adding a true solution, which means the sugar or the salt dissolved in the water. Okay, so the salt solution. So in the next one you are pouring a water with the starch. This sort of starch solution, that's a colloidal solution. Okay, you just bring a torch light towards the 2 beakers. Okay, you just observe what will happen. Yes, so what will happen in that is, in true solution there are no particles or move here and there, or you don't have a particles present here move, and we can able to, in colloidal solution we can able to see the particles present inside that solvent. Yes, so but in the true solution we cannot able to see the particles present inside the solution. That's what the path comes visible only for the colloidal solution, because the particles present inside the colloidal solution, it's moving here and there, and it's somewhat like a suspension, like that suspended like here and there. Okay, so the particles moving here and there makes the light visible to us. Okay, so that's what an Tyndall effect. That's what, when a strong beam of light is focused on a colloidal solution, the path of a beam becomes visible. Okay, so this phenomenon is known as Tyndall effect. And the illuminated path, that path come the light, the illuminated path, the lightning path is called a Tyndall cone. What is that? Tyndall cone. It looks somewhat like a Tyndall cone. This phenomenon is not observed in case of true solution. This is a main difference between a true solution and colloidal solution. This Brownian moment and Tyndall effect can be explained by using a colloidal solution only. So here see that more to know, the beam of light coming from headlights of vehicle is due to Tyndall effect. That's what, the light coming from the vehicle, it gets scattered by attacking the particles present in the air. It shows the light somewhat path. It shows the path to us. That's what a Tyndall effect. Blue color of a sky is also due to an Tyndall effect. Why does the sky gets blue color? How does the sky appears blue color? Because the sky is blue. The shorter, it's a blue color is a shorter wavelength and red color is a longer wavelength. Yes, the sky is blue because molecules are present in the air. We have some molecules present in the air. So it scattered blue light from the sun more than they scattered red light. Yes, when we look towards the sun at sunset, we see red and orange colors because the blue light has been scattered out and away from the line of the sight. That's why the sky is blue. It appears blue color. Okay, so the next one is yes. So with this we just close the session. So in next session we just see the different types of solution based on the property, how it reacts, how does it shows the different properties along with the colloidal solution, true solution and suspension. Okay, so thank you students.